Sign up today for a 7-day free trial at alerts.chartguys.com. Everyone checking in on the cryptocurrency space, so we're still in consolidation mode and we just had some shenanigans midday on Coinbase Pro. We halted and went into post-only mode for a while, came back online, had a little bit of a dump. We're really just trying to now sort that out. But what it's giving us is a 4-hour higher low, or what it's attempting to give us. So there is a gap on this chart now, and we'll have to factor that in with our analysis. The fact that there is that gap, do I think that's important? No. Obviously, it's important that the exchange went down because our hands were tied, and if we did see an all-out dump or something else happen, then we know that we would be in a world of trouble. So definitely just decreases trust anytime that happens on any exchange, whether an exchange in high activity is lagging behind or freezing orders. Anytime that happens, it just loses trust a bit in the space. So that's the case here. Seems to be back to normal, but again, something we'll have to keep an eye on, and haven't checked Coinbase as far as them putting out any word as to what exactly went on. I'm sure that will come out in the near term. I'm actually just jumping back on the computer for the first time in about 5 hours right now, so just catching up on things. But what I'm looking for the Bitcoin bulls to prove to us that a daily higher low has been set is to change the 4-hour trend. So we have to hold this low of 89.50 and see a bull break over 94.33 to change this 4-hour trend. And it's possible we just see a 4-hour tightening range into tomorrow. Daily time frame, we're approaching this exponential support. Tomorrow, this candlestick's probably going to change, let's see, 90 minutes or so. That exponential support is going to be just around 9,000 at that point. And again, nice contained consolidation. Is this a bull flag? No, in my opinion. And the reason being 7,300. The move went all the way up to 10,500. So that is a $3,200 move. So that means we had 89. If we get to 8,900, which we did pretty much, we gave back 50%. So again, if I'm looking for flags, I want to see 30% of the move given back or less in order to favor continuation. If you give back half of the move, the odds then begin to favor an equilibrium, and that's where we stand. Still no red flags on volume, nice and contained, and it's worth scouting for that daily higher low to form shortly. ETH. So ETH, again, we were looking at the 12-hour time frame for clarity in the last video, and that remains the case. What I am looking at is the range right here. High, low, lower high, and we're still scouting that higher low. Has it been set yet? Not confident. It's a 12-hour inside bar. Have to change the 4-hour trend here as well. Have to hold the low and break the high of 185.08 to change the 4-hour trend, which would give us our 12-hour higher low if that were to happen. Otherwise, 173.86 remains the most important support level. ETH BTC pulling back from that daily lower high. If ETH is going to get my attention, as I've been saying, we have to see a daily trend change if I'm going to look to trade ETH over BTC. It's worth paying attention to because we know we're looking for a weekly higher low on this pairing. And if we were to be able to change this daily trend by holding 1891 and breaking 2054, that daily trend change would give us our weekly higher low, and we would then shift focus to the top of 2304. So keep an eye out, because if that daily trend does change, that means Ethereum may start to be the name to be looking at over Bitcoin as far as those two are concerned. Litecoin is backtesting its exponential support already. Let's see how the 12-hour time frame is playing out here. So high, low, lower high. I would say our higher low has been set here, so that's a little bit different than Ethereum. The reason being the bull move is a lot more convincing as far as getting follow through off of that pivot point. And if we were to drop down and see a bear break of 56.82, 54.14 is the next level. Definitely upper wicks of profit taking, so we're not confident in the shift in momentum just yet. But we're keeping an eye out for those daily higher lows to form and for the momentum to shift on the 4 and 12-hour time frame. LTC, BTC, not as convincing of a top being set just yet. Certainly looks like it, but we haven't started pulling back as clearly as Ethereum has, which is why that bounce on the 12-hour time frame for Litecoin is a bit more impressive than it is on Ethereum. So out of the major three names, if we are looking for bullish positions, we have orders scaling in for this daily higher low. A lot of people out there have already had a couple of their orders fill while they're looking for that entry. Again, bears ideally are already in positions at this point and using, again, the 4-hour time frame. Because we have not changed the trend yet, I probably, if I were a bear, I would have been stopped out on that move, breaking the 4-hour lower high of 92.34 or 92.37. But there's no, I do not like I do not like bearish entries down at these levels after this contained consolidation that we've been seeing over the last 4 or 5 days. So on to the altcoins now, or other altcoins. XRP. So again, we were watching the 12-hour time frame here, and it's still trading within its tightening range. Low, high. We've got our higher low, lower high, higher low, trying to form. It's an inside bar. We're not confident yet. Not enough follow through, but 2886 or 2888 and 2844, the two support levels as we watch the 12-hour range tighten. So a lot of 12-hour time frames have not really changed much aside from a bit more pullback than when we last spoke. And actually, I'm confusing now. The last video I did was members only, so you may not have heard me say that if you're watching the public videos. Either way, 12-hour tightening time frames. Binance daily inside bar, if it breaks bullish, our daily higher low has been established at 1910. If it breaks bearish, our daily higher low has not been established. So again, this is the kind of scenario where if that's our higher low, we favor continuation. If it's not, and we see another leg down under 1910, we then look for an equilibrium to start being the most likely scenario. So I get a lot of information on consolidation, and we see nice big bull moves all over the place, and I'm talking about the stock world as well, and I get a lot of insight as to what the consolidation looks like, as to whether or not the bulls still have a lot of strength. NEO, daily inside bar forming. So again, this base of support, 1012, 1016, currently holding. Anything under 1154 is just a lower high, and we may get a 4-hour equilibrium. If the bulls can get a bit more follow through here, it would be the low, high, higher low, and we would look for a lower high compared to 1153. Link USD, setting a temporary base of support. The daily uptrend still intact. Our higher low was 240, and now we have a new higher low at 252. That's the most important support level. If we lose the daily higher lows, we zoom out and we look for a weekly higher low to form. And if we look at ZRX, it was similar. So ZRX had that daily uptrend. We lost it. Now we're getting the daily consolidation. Link has the daily uptrend, has not lost it. We're not seeing the weekly consolidation yet, but it is a fairly similar chart. So resistance is going to be 289 followed by 309, and if we can't break those levels, and if we drop down and break 252, I would say that's a loss of the daily uptrend, which means zoom out for weekly consolidation to try and form a higher low. We will anticipate a higher low is likely due to the size of the bounce over the last 2 months. ZRX USD. So the weekly consolidation is underway. We will have to change the daily trend back in favor of the bulls for our weekly higher low to be confidently set. And anything right now under 32 cents is just a daily lower high on this bounce. So lower highs and lower lows have to change the daily downtrend for the weekly higher low to be set. So we have a bunch of different names here in different positions on their charts. Some are seeing weekly consolidation. Some are still looking at their daily consolidation from the big bull move about a week ago. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. Potential bull flag on BNB, definitely the strongest name on the daily chart right now that we're looking at. And we're patiently waiting on Bitcoin to try and get that daily higher low. Again, for me personally, I am then looking for a lower high to be set compared to 10,540. And just visually speaking, if we were going to set our low right here, if that's our low, again, not confident that that's our low yet. We don't have enough signs on our shorter term time frames. But if that were our low, I would be looking for a move back up to the upper $9,000 range, probably in line with where this previous top was. I'd be looking for a move up to that area to be scouting for a lower high. And again, the volume is going to help us as well. If we see significant increasing bull volume, that's going to mean a lot more than if we just see, your standard average day bull volume, which would increase the odds. If it's standard volume, nothing stands out for the bulls, increases the odds that that daily lower high would be the more likely scenario. So that's where we stand in the crypto space overall. To be honest, I have not been watching that close. That's because I have my position. I'm patiently waiting for the daily higher low to be established. And I may attempt, as I said recently, I may attempt another position if we reached hourly oversold conditions looking for that daily higher low. But that just hasn't happened yet. And I'll still keep myself open to that possibility. And that's that. So I appreciate you watching. Hope you are well. And we will see you when those daily high or lows are set, ideally sometime within the next day or two.